Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai. In our last discourse, we heard about Mahisa going to the Devi and telling her why she should marry him. And now we'll go on to chapter 17. Vedavyasa said, "O king, hearing thus, the Devi asked the demon, 'Who is this Mandodari that you speak about? Who is that king who was not first taken by her? And who is that king when she married afterwards? And how did she repent afterwards? Describe all these things in detail to me.' Thus asked by the Devi, Mahisa began to say, 'O Devi, there is a place named Shimhala, noted in the earth and decorated with various trees and prosperous with wealth and grains. A virtuous king named Chandrasena used to reign there. He was calm, peaceful, truthful, heroic, charitable, steady, forbearing, well-versed in politics, ethics, and morals, knowing all forms of religion. He was mindful in governing his subjects, and he used to publish according to the laws of justice. He also had a beautiful, well-qualified wife, and she was very much devoted to her husband and always engaged in religious and charitable works. This wife, endowed with all auspicious signs, gave birth to a beautiful daughter in her first delivery. The king, the father, was very pleased to have this beautiful daughter and gladly called her by the name Mandodari. This daughter began to grow daily, like the phase of the moon, and when she grew older, she became very handsome. The king now became anxious to have a suitable bridegroom and used to think of it every day. The Brahmanans then told the king that there was a prince named Kambugriva, intelligent son of the powerful king of Madra. This prince was endowed with all kingly qualifications. Excuse me. And versed in all the knowledge, and was therefore a fit match for his daughter. The king then asked his dear qualified wife that he would like to, and told her that he would like to marry his daughter to this prince. The queen, hearing this, asked her daughter, Mandodari, to come to her, and told her that her father was desiring to marry her to the son of the king of Madra. Hearing her mother's words, Mandodari spoke thus, "O mother, I have not any desire to marry. I will not accept any husband. I will take the vow of chastity for the rest of my life. O mother, there is nothing more miserable in this ocean of world than dependence. I therefore prefer to lead incessantly a life of severe asceticism. The Pandit's verses in the Sastras say that taking up the vow of separateness and independence leads to salvation. I will thus be liberated. I have no need for a husband. At the time of marriage ceremony, one has to say before the consecrated fire that one will remain always dependent on one's husband in every way. Besides, in the father-in-law's house, one has to pass one's time as a slave, as it were, to one's mother-in-law and to the husband's younger brother. Again, one will have to think oneself as happy when one's husband is happy and unhappy when one's husband is unhappy. This is the worst of all miseries. Again, if the husband marries again another woman, then this misery of having a co-wife is extreme. O mother, jealousy arises then towards even one's own husbands, and therefore suffering is endless. Therefore, what happiness can be in this dream-like world, especially with women who are made dependent by nature? O mother, I heard that in days of yore, the religious son of Uttanapada who was younger than Dhruva, and yet he became the king, and that king banished his dear wife, solely devoted to her husband, without any cause to the forest. Therefore, women have to suffer such diverse pains while their husbands are living, and if by chance the husband dies, then the woman gets more pain. The widowhood becomes the only source of grief and sorrow. Again, if the husband he is in foreign lands, the woman becomes subject to the fire of Cupid and becomes an object of more agony. Thus, whether the husband lives or dies, there is no happiness at any time. Thus, according to my opinion, I ought never to accept a husband." The mother then told her husband all about what the daughter had said. Mandodari would accept the vow of a lifelong virgin. She had no desire to marry. She had brought forward many faults in the worldly life, and thus would perform vows and japams and pass her time alone. She did not yearn after a husband. The king, hearing thus, came to know that his daughter had no intention to marry, and so began to pass his time without giving away his daughter in marriage. Thus the daughter lived in the family, protected by her father and mother. By the time the signs of puberty were seen in her body of the daughter, her comrades requested her repeatedly to select a bridegroom, but she spoke many words of wisdom and did not show any inclination for marriage. Once on an occasion, that beautiful-faced woman went out with her female attendants on a pleasure trip to a garden beautified with various trees. There the slender-bodied one began to play and enjoy with her comrades in picking up various flowers and beautiful flowering creepers. Just at that time, the famous king of Kosala, the powerful Virasena, came there accidentally. Alone he was in his chariot, attended by a few soldiers. His large armies and retinue were coming slowly behind him at some distance. Her comrades then, looking at the king from a distance, told Mandodari, "Oh, friend, see, somebody strong and beautiful like the second god of love is coming towards us, mounted on a chariot. I think some king he will be, and we are very lucky that he has come here." While thus talking, the king arrived there. The king, looking on that blue-colored woman with beautiful eyes, became surprised, and getting down from his chariot, asked the maidservant, "O gentle one, who is this woman with large eyes? Who is her father? Tell me this without any delay." The attendant, smiling, told him thus, "O beautiful-eyed one, pray speak first. Who are you? What have you come here? And what do you want to do here?" The female attendant, thus asking him, the king replied, "There is a very beautiful country named Kosala in this earth. I am the king of that place. My name is Virasena. My fourfold army is coming at my will at my back. I have lost my way and have come here. Know me as the king of the country of Kosala." The female attendant said, "O king, this lotus-eyed one is the daughter of the king Chandrasena. Her name is Mandodari. She has come here in the garden for sporting." Hearing this, the attendant's word, the king replied, "O attendant, you appear to be smart. Therefore, make the king's daughter understand the following words clearly. Tell her, O sweet-eyed one, I am the king, descended from the Kukasta line. O fair woman, marry me according to the rules. O broad-hipped one, I have no other wife. You are a beautiful woman of good family and of marriageable age. I therefore like to marry you. Or your father may marry you to me according to the rules and ceremonies. If so, I will no doubt, be your husband as you desire." Mahisa, then telling the Devis, went on. The female attendant, expert in the science of love, hearing the king's words, spoke to the daughter similarly, and smiling and in sweet words, "O Mandodari, a very good-looking, beautiful king of this solar dynasty has come here. He is very pretty, powerful, and of your age, O beautiful. The king is entirely devoted to you and loves you very much. O Lord, large-eyed one, your time of marriage has come, and yet you have not married. Rather, you are against it. Your father is therefore always very sorry and remorseful. See how many a time your father sighed and told us, 'O attendants, always serve my daughter and awaken her to this.' But you are engaged in penances and in austerities and hatha yoga. Therefore, we cannot request you on this matter. The Munis have said, to serve the husband is the highest virtue of a woman. O large-eyed woman, get heaven if they serve their husbands. Therefore, you better marry according to the rules and ceremonies." Mandodari said, "I am not going to marry. Better that I should perform extraordinary tapasyas, asceticisms. O ladies, you go and ask the king to desist in his request. Why is he shamelessly looking at me? The female attendant then said, O Devi, passion is very hard to conquer. Time is also surmountable with difficulty. So know my advice as the medicinal diet and keep my request. And if you do not keep it, surely danger will befall you. Hearing this, Mandodari replied, O attendant, I know whatever is ordained by fate will inevitably come to pass. For the present, I am not going to marry at all. Mahisa went on. The female attendant, knowing this her obstinate view, told the king, O king, this woman likes not a good husband. You would better go wherever you like. The king heard and did not want to marry that woman any more, and being sad and broken-hearted, he went back with his army to Kosala. Here ends the 17th chapter, the 5th book on Mandodari's account in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses, by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki Jai. Bole Baba ki Jai.